Hey guys, so today we're here to do a special video for you, with you.
For you.
For you.
With you.
And the only reason why it's special is because John's here. He's not usually in my sit-down videos, or hasn't been lately. And it's been a long time coming, but a lot of you guys have asked us a ton of questions about online dating, or asked me. And I don't know why we've never sat down and filmed a video like this before. I don't know why, honestly. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today's video is actually being sponsored by Match.com, which I actually used Match.com for dating. Holy cow, how long have we been married?
9?
Or together? We've been
Almost
together.
9 years. 9 years.
Our wedding anniversary is May, and that's 9 years.
Or 8?
So we've been together for 10 years? There'll be 10 years this fall. So I used Match.com over 10 years ago. That's a long time. But not much has changed about the website. It's still a place where you can meet really great people who, as you'll see in our questions and answers, because I have a lot of questions for you guys that I'm going to be answering and John's going to be answering, it's a great way to meet people who are on the same, like, not bandwidth, that's not the right word I'm looking for, at the same, like, not level, but just at the same place in life, where you can just kind of like connect with people who you know aren't just looking for like a one-night stand or a fling or something not serious, or maybe they are looking for something a little bit more serious, but you get to know that because you get to read their profiles and things like that, which again I'll explain more about. It'll make more sense when me and John start answering your guys' questions. But for me, I went to Match.com and online dating and sites like that to look for somebody who just wanted the same things as I did, which was just a relationship that would go somewhere. Anyways, so thank you Match.com for sponsoring today's video. I'm very excited to answer your guys' questions, and John is too. Aren't you excited? Mm-hmm. You excited?
No, I am.
Let's get into the questions. So I asked on my Instagram for questions from you guys, and also on Facebook, and you guys delivered. So the first question is from April Pratt 1980, and she asked, would you say it was love at first sight?
Pretty close. Not maybe immediately like that, but
I was like all in. I met him when I was, yeah. I wouldn't say that I was like all in, like this is the man I'm gonna marry, but I definitely knew that I would probably fall in love with him if we stayed together long enough.
Which you did.
Yeah, which we did, obviously. you wouldn't say it was love at first sight?
I think I was extremely attracted to you. I think that it was very, like you just said, like you were like, oh wow, this could really be something. Yeah. Like I knew that right away, but it wasn't love at first sight. But then it was like love after like 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. It was pretty quick. Yeah,
it was really quick.
We didn't date very long.
Jenks83 asks, how long were you talking to each other before you met? I met my wife online. We moved in with each other 6 months later after only meeting each other twice due to long distance between us, and we have been together 13 years and married in January.
So I reached out to Kelly on the website.
Oh Lord.
And I wrote the message like, hey, blah blah blah, I'm interested, like you wanna like whatever someday, like get together or something. And then I waited and I waited and I waited, and like a month later I get a response from her, because you were like on the site, and then you were like gone on a few dates, and then you were like, I'm not gonna check this for a little while.
I took a break from online dating for like a month because it felt like I wasn't connecting with anybody, and then I also was really busy. As you guys know, back then, I mean, I was a single mom. I had a 3-year-old at that time.
Yeah.
I was supporting her basically financially by myself, and I was living on my own, and I had to work.
But anyway, we started instant messaging each other, and then I think that was like a couple of days.
I think we had I think we started talking on the phone pretty quickly after that too.
Yeah. No,
that was before like FaceTime and
yeah. So we called each other on the phone, and we talked one night, and I was like, why don't I come out and see you on Saturday?
He lived 2.5 hours away from me at the time.
No,
2 hours.
It was in,
2 hours
hour and 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, let's meet.
We met in person a week after we started talking.
Yeah. Long
story short. That was it. We gotta make these answers shorter. Susie Shell asks, how did you start talking? Did you both have a preference of the person you were looking for? Brown hair, brown eyes, etc., or was it personality match or a picture? What drew you together? So we kind of already talked about how we started talking.
Well, no,
but preference-wise.
Well, I was just looking, and then I saw you and your regular picture. I was like, oh, okay. And then, but then like 2 or 3 pictures into her profile, there's this one picture, and I should probably dig it up and show it, or I should give it to you to show it. But anyway, that one picture sold me. I was just like, oh my God, this girl is amazing looking.
Yeah, but did you have any preferences of the way I looked, or was it personality that you had preferences about?
Both.
Yeah, I
I didn't want a girl who was like, you know, those girls where like they want to text you and like Facebook message you, but then they really don't want to ever have like a conversation or like any sort of meat to do it. They just want to like touch base and run and then come back and then go back, and like I didn't want that in like that kind of stuff.
Which I think that's kind of nice thing about online dating is, you know, you're probably not going to find that, because people who are online dating are pretty like, I know what I want, I know what I'm looking for, kind of. You know, you don't you don't have to like get that. Whereas you run into somebody at the bar and you're like, you have no clue what to think of this person.
You get a girl's number and then you text her and she like texts you back some sort of like weird thing that doesn't matter. And
I never had that experience. I don't get girls' numbers at the bar.
You know?
So basically, I didn't have any preferences. My preferences were just more personality-wise. And honestly, John was way out of my age range. He was not in the age range that I was looking for whatsoever. So when he messaged me, I was like, ugh. And then I saw his pictures. I was like, oh, he's really cute. I have a very well-known addiction to Jason Bateman. And John's profile picture, he actually looked a lot like Jason Bateman.
Did I?
And I was easily very much attracted to that at first glance. So
nice.
So that's that. What did your mom and dad think of John, or what did John's parents think of you? Let's keep this short. My parents actually really liked John. If I want to, like, my experience with guys before John, and this was after I had a kid even, were the guys that I dated. I'm a monogamous person. I don't like to just jump around. I like to be in a relationship. And every single relationship I had prior to John, none of the guys had a car. Most of them let me pay for everything.
You really liked me.
And everybody, and one of them actually like never left my couch and ended up somehow living with me for like a year. My parents were very excited to meet John because he had an actual job and he had a driver's license and car. So my parents really liked him, and
so the bar was really low.
And they liked his personality. So my parents liked him off the get-go. But
yeah, your dad and I both like German cars.
That too, yeah.
And I drove a German car at the time, so we
had
a lot of
John's parents didn't like me.
They didn't not like you, but they didn't like at first they were like, oh, okay, John's dating a girl, great. But then when we got really serious, they were like, hold on,
because we got serious really fast.
It was just really fast, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they came around.
Yeah, now they like me. I think they love me. They like me.
Absolutely.
They like me now. We get along now. But, you know, in-laws are always just tough. And I think John took care of his parents a lot. I would say you lived like right down the street from them. So they were a little bit disappointed when John moved here.
Yeah, I moved away from them to come here.
But I didn't want to take Ava away from her dad. So that was the only option I felt like. And it's not that far away, so.
Keep reading.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Tamby's Halbert. I'm just not even going to say screen names more. That takes up time. I love hearing dating disasters, and everyone who has been online or for dating has them. Who or what are the worst people you went on dates with, or worst dates before you met each other? I only went on one actual physical date with somebody that I met online, and it was disastrous only because they were nothing like they were on their profile. Like, we literally sat next to each other for like an hour before I finally, like silently before I finally was like, well, I gotta go. And then we never talked again. That sounds
horrible.
That was my worst. You didn't actually go out with anybody.
Not too many.
What do you mean not too many?
Nah, I just didn't go out like on too many online dates. I wrote like 4 or 5 emails and you were the only one who wrote back. Thankfully.
Lucky me. What did you think when you first saw him? I was really attracted to him.
You were like, oh,
even though he was out of my age range of what I wanted in a relationship, I've always been attracted to older men. Like, I've always been attracted to older men. Like, I have a running joke that, like, my mom always said that Brian Luttrell from Backstreet Boys was too old for me, but John's actually the same exact age as him, if not older. So I was like, I could have had him. But yeah, I really liked the way he looked and smelled. He smelled really good.
Smell me. I still smell
good.
Yes,
you smell good. Were you nervous about meeting him in person, and how long until he met Ava? I was very nervous just because I didn't know what he would think of me, because he was older and I was so young, and I was just like scared that he would think I was some like immature, whatever.
Little did she know how mature I was.
Immature you were.
That's what I said.
He didn't meet Ava until...
It was a couple weeks.
It was a couple weeks.
Like, it would have been like 3 or 4 weeks.
I was very adamant about not introducing him because I felt like I could be serious with him. I didn't want him to just come and go. So it was probably like a month before he met Ava in person. Have you had any negative comments about your age difference? What did your parents think? How long did you talk online for me in person? How long did you date before getting married? How did Ava initially react to John being a new man in your life?
She was 3.
She was 3, so she didn't care.
Like, oh, great.
She was just like,
Let's
oh,
hang
another
out.
friend. We haven't had, I've maybe had 2 negative comments about the age difference, and they were only negative in the fact that people accused me of being a gold digger, which is totally not true, because back when we met, I was making just as much money as John, if not more. So for anybody saying that was not true. I was making just as much money as you.
Okay.
I was!
Okay.
See, now you're making me out to be a gold digger.
Sorry. You're not a gold digger.
I'm not a gold digger.
We were really poor.
We were really poor when we got married.
We were poor. We just didn't have a lot of extra money.
No, but me and John were on the same income level when we met. So me being a gold digger was not part of it.
Yeah.
But I got that, and then I also got a negative comment as in like maybe he was using me because I was younger. But they were not from close friends. They were just from people who were not.
And my answer to that is,
frenemies.
I am still here.
Yeah. So did you have any negative comments about our age?
No, they were like, go get it, John.
Get it. Kelly, what made you sign up for online dating? For me, it was because I was working like 4 jobs at once at times. I was a single mom. I was young. I was looking for something more than just somebody hitting at me when I was working at the bar. Like, I wanted a relationship, and none of the ones that I had found in person were working out. And so I wanted to kind of widen my net, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't want to just be in this bubble and meeting the same guys.
All at once.
No, I
With a
wanted.
bigger net.
No, I didn't like. My group of friends back then, everyone dated each other. Like, they recycled guys. And I didn't want to do that, and I didn't know how to meet guys outside of that circle.
Blood.
So that's why I went online. I felt like it was a good way of meeting people that weren't necessarily in my circle of friends, without it being, you know, too weird, I guess. I
just never felt like it was a weird thing to do. I just figured, like, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, you can meet people this way. When you have a group of friends, you just kind of are, like you said, in that group of friends.
You meet the same people.
Easier to, like,
and there's so much drama. Like, I was so sick of meeting guys who had dated my previous friends, or there was some other, like, thing. Like, it just got too much, you know? Did you receive any backlash for dating online? If so, how did you handle it? And finally, were you upfront about answering the initial questions on how you two met, or did you come up with a story instead of admitting we met online?
No, we say we met online.
I 100% was like, we met online.
Kelly, she just says whatever is coming out.
I do. I do. How long were you both signed up before getting matched to each other? Did you ever feel like giving up on online dating? I
gave up, and then finally she wrote back.
I did online dating twice. The first time I did it was when I was 19. Ava was a year and a half old, and I tried eHarmony, and they wrote, after like taking an hour-long questionnaire, I got back, I'm sorry, you have not been matched with anybody in our database at all. So that was like a hit to my system. So I did not do online dating for a while after that. And then when I turned 21, I was like, I'm tired of all these people. Like, I'm tired of these D-bags. And that's when I started again. So I was probably only online dating for maybe 2 or 3 months before I got matched up with John. How long did you date before getting married, and how soon did you move in together?
I think we moved in together after we got married. And we dated for
less than a year. It was like 9
months or so.
We met in October, September, and we got married in May, like the following May. So whatever that is. And then he moved here after we got married.
It's like 8 months, I think.
How did you know he was the one? Same question for John. I loved him. He treated me really well. He opened doors for me. No other guy had ever opened up a car door for me, like without it being like a special occasion. Like, he would just open a door for me. Like, we went to lunch at a bar I worked at, and he opened the door for me, and I walked in, and my coworker was like, how did you get him to do that? I was like, what? He was like, open the door for you. I'm like, I don't know, he's just always done that. And now he doesn't do it anymore now that we're married, though.
Yes, I do.
Only
on special occasions.
Only on special occasions.
You know how it is.
He was just really nice, and we really connected, and I felt comfortable with him.
That was a really long question.
I know, don't skip past it. How'd you know I was the one?
What do you mean?
They asked, how did you know I was the one,
I knew you were the one because we just got along really well. We were, like, kind of similar when it came to, like, how we spent money, what we'd like to do.
Yeah.
Like, our first date was playing disc golf in a park, walking and playing disc golf and talking. So,
yeah.
Remember on the phone, we just figured out, I was like, oh, what else do you do? And I was like, I kind of play this weird game called disc golf.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I love disc golf. And I was like, really?
Yeah, our first date was disc golfing.
I've always been to, like, women who are... like not completely typical. Like your interests were not like.
So I'm atypical.
Well, no, you were like, well, I like disc golf. How many girls out there even A, know what disc golf is, and B, like would enjoy playing it?
Yeah.
So
and this is 10 years ago.
Those kinds of things like attracted me. And then like you were more athletic and you were outgoing. You talked a lot. Like I'm kind of a quiet person, so we kind of balance each other out there. But then you're also extremely beautiful, and I was smitten, absolutely smitten with her, and didn't know what to do with myself. So I was like, yeah, let's date as long as you possibly want. And then we dated for a long time, and then we decided, well, not a long time,
well,
but
it was
a few
not
months.
a long time, yeah.
And then like she was just like, you want to get married? And I was like, yeah, I want to get married.
I did not say it like that.
But it was kind of like that a little bit.
No, I
wasn't it?
ultimatumed you. I said, because I was tired of the every other
Someone will probably ask that question.
every weekend. You're knocking the camera with your feet.
We were doing a lot of like back
and forth, and I was so sick of it. And he was like, well, why don't I just move to where you are? I'm like, I don't want you to move here unless we're committed to doing something else. That's what I said. I said, I don't want you to move in your entire life and then have another ex-boyfriend in the same city as me. Like, I want there to be a commitment. And then basically he's like, so you're saying you're gonna break up with me? And I'm like, no, I just like, this is what I need. And he was like, well, then why don't we get married? Yeah. And then we were engaged on New Year's Eve.
Just like that.
It was the day after New Year's Eve, remember that?
I don't remember what day it was.
Yeah, I do. Thanks,
it was in
God.
January.
So romantic. How did you decide where to meet? Well, this goes back to the disc golfing
thing. This is a funny story, because Kelly
gosh.
said that we should meet at a Starbucks.
I thought there was a Starbucks there.
But it was a Meijer and a Chipotle, but there was no Starbucks. So I'm just like, there's no Starbucks, so I couldn't find it.
But I found him because of his car.
I drove around, and then she finally like waved me down in this parking lot kind of thing. Because we knew like the vicinity of where we were supposed to be. And
then what I wanted to do, because we both obviously drove separate cars, so I didn't know if he was like some axe murderer or something. So I said, why don't you follow me, and then I'll take you disc golfing. And then we went to my favorite coffee shop and sat there and talked for a long time.
Yep.
Yep.
Until
it was very low key. I was like, I want something low key where there's lots of people around. It's the middle of the day, and I want to be able to escape if I need to as fast as possible. So that's how I decided.
And you had an out, because you had to go to lunch with your mom or something.
Yeah.
You had an out even. Like, no, you were going to go to dinner with your mom and your brother. So you had an out.
I pretended.
You had an end.
I said, I came up with I might have to go to dinner with my family later just in case things didn't work out. Think ahead, ladies. Think ahead. My husband and I met online, eHarmony. We were looking for certain characteristics in each other. Integrity was important to me. Humility was important to him. What are your characteristics? What one characteristic was more important to each of you?
I just wanted you to be fun and friendly.
I just wanted him to be nice to me.
More serious than like I didn't want someone who was just gonna like maybe call you. No, she was interested. So
he was looking for somebody more serious.
I wanted someone more serious.
I was looking for someone who was
and all those
kind.
Different characteristics of like she was saying. I mean, you obviously don't want to marry someone who's a loser somehow.
No, I just wanted somebody who was nice to me because
doesn't care about people.
Guys weren't very nice to me back then. Did you both experience saying you're sorry about something and asking for forgiveness? My husband said he knew I was worth keeping because I could say I'm sorry and ask him to forgive me. I've forgiven John for things. Have I not?
Is that what? I say I'm sorry a lot. She says I forgive you a lot. Let's just put it that way.
Next question. What was on John's online profile that caught your interest the most, and what did John notice on Kelly's profile that sparked him the same interest?
This.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful face.
Okay.
Wait, go like this. Look kind of up, and then tilt your head to the side, and smile really big.
That's what I look
now,
like in my picture.
Have a beer in your hand.
Mine would probably have to be. It sounds really shallow, but that's probably what caught my attention first.
Initially,
was your picture, and it's not because he was like super good looking or anything. It was because the two pictures he had on his profile. One, he was snowboarding, so that caught my eye because I love skiing. Even though we haven't gone since I've had kids, I love skiing, and I like being outdoors and doing fun stuff. And it showed that he was like athletic and fun. And then the other one was him sitting with his friend at a sand volleyball court. And again, is another thing, like he's active. Like I loved that about
picture
him.
Me and Jamie.
Yeah. Did you find any of it awkward, especially him being a little bit older? Was the first date weird, or did you hit it off?
It wasn't weird.
It wasn't weird. We hit it off. I did find it a little bit awkward that he was older than me, only because I was afraid.
That was like a self-conscious thing.
Yeah, I was afraid of coming off as too immature because I really wanted him to like me, but again, I didn't want to not be myself, so that would be the only awkward thing.
I think I was really immature. Like, just silly. You know, not my...
We were at the
mature like an
same level
idiot, but
maturity-wise.
you know
Let's
what I
just
mean?
say
Like,
that.
things
We're 12
were-
years apart,
things
by
were
the
kind
way.
of even.
We're 12 years
way.
difference. Yeah.
We just talk over each other a lot.
We do.
1,
Sorry.
2.
How were you attracted to him when you met, or was it a gradual thing? This question cracked John. I was attracted to him immediately, but yes, it was a gradual thing as well. Like, I was attracted to him, but I gradually became more and more attracted to him as we were dating. Any advice for newlyweds? Don't have kids too soon. That.
Don't forget it's a lot of work, and you just got to keep at it.
Me and John planned for kids really early because he was older, and I didn't want Ava to be that much older than our other kids, and I think we went into it too soon because we started, like, immediately trying. I'm not saying this for everybody that it's like this, but for us, we started trying immediately, and I actually had a miscarriage, and then we got pregnant with Wyatt 4 weeks after my miscarriage, which we didn't think would happen unexpectedly. Like, we weren't even trying. Our doctor was like, you won't get pregnant, don't worry, you haven't even ovulated yet. Got pregnant with Wyatt, and it was a really hard first few years just because of the stress of having a kid and co-parenting was really just put a huge
also learning
strain.
about our marriage
Yeah,
at the
and
same
living
time.
together and all of these, not secrets that we had, but just new things that we found out about each other, you know, that you don't know until you're together all the time and married. So I would say that having kids so soon really made that a lot harder. But at the same time, it's made us a lot more resilient and stronger and all of that. So I would say that would be the only thing is, like, plan accordingly. And just know that it's know that it's a lot of hard work. But if you work through it, if it's worth working through it, it's, I think, worth it.
Yeah.
That would be my advice. Do you have any advice?
No.
Okay.
No, the advice is it's hard, and it's really long, and it's really hard, and you have to work it.
Yeah. What? John! Oh, okay, this person basically says the same kind of thing. Was it weird or scary dating online, and did anybody give you crap for it? It's accepted now, but 5 to 10 years ago, it was kind of weird or scary.
No. People thought it was weird. I
Yeah,
think
we
sometimes.
did get a lot of people like, oh, like, not like they were...
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
wow.
kind of like
how great is that?
Yeah, like, I don't know
they,
how...
like, cover
I don't know
up
how...
their surprise with a comment at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
We got a lot of, like, mail order bride type jokes because I was so young and Asian, but for the most part, nobody, like, made us feel bad. It was just
Asian
more...
looking, but you're not, like, you were adopted,
Yeah.
so you're just, like, a normal girl, like...
It was more of just people, we could feel people's awkwardness when we would tell them how we met. They never made us feel bad, but you could tell that they were like, oh, I don't know what to say now.
Sometimes it would be like that,
Yeah. Had either of you met people online prior to meeting each other? Like I said, I had one date and it was terrible. John never. Did you meet anybody in person that you talked to?
Not really. Nothing that was like...
What are these weird answers you keep giving? They're not
mean?
no, but they're not yes either. Not
No, I
really.
would make connections, but then it wouldn't turn into anything.
I know, but did you meet
whatever.
anybody in person that
No.
you met? Okay, there you go. Were there concerns about your age difference? Do you get looks, comments, judgment about being an interracial couple? I felt like where he lived, when we'd go out to dinner, we went to this place that was, like, more conservative. I felt like people were staring at us. Maybe they were. Maybe it was my own self-conscious
Idiots.
stuff coming through. Age-wise,
It could have been like just an isolated incident. too.
yeah.
But
I don't really feel like we get a whole lot of...
No, I don't think that.
How do you know when to give in / compromise?
All the time.
If John wants something or is adamant about something enough and doesn't drop it, I know that it's my turn to compromise or to give in. There's not a lot of stuff he fights me on, but when he does fight me, I know it's like, okay, he really feels this way. I should probably compromise.
Oh, is that how it works?
Isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's
How do you know when to compromise or give in?
because all the time. That's when I do it. Because you're beautiful and you're my wife, and of course I want to make you happy.
You make me sound so horrible.
I always make her happy.
Well,
not
nobody
perfect.
makes each
can
other
be.
happy all the
Yeah.
time. If you didn't hate
I
each
did
other,
clean the bathroom today.
if you didn't hate each other ever so often, you wouldn't remember how much you love that person.
Yeah.
Now to the Facebook questions. If I didn't answer your question, it's because it was similar to another person's question.
Or we just didn't like it.
No, that's
Or
not
I didn't
true.
want to answer
That
it.
is not true.
That's probably what happened.
Having kids has made me super paranoid, so I hope this question comes out the right way. Kelly, as a mom, was dating in general a scary process. Was online dating / meeting John for the first time more or less the same as traditional dating as far as nerves go? How long did you wait? Blah, blah, blah.
I think that online dating is just a conduit to the first date, and then you get there, but you get more options getting there.
Yeah.
But once you're there, it's the same, right?
I honestly think that it's easier than meeting somebody in person because you
Get
can
to
meet
know
a
a
crazy
few things about
person in person. You can meet a crazy person in person any day of the week. Like, it doesn't matter how you met them. They could be hiding anything from you. You don't know. Like, that's just a risk you take when you meet somebody new. I was very, very scared meeting John because, like this woman said, my history with men has not been great. I was abused as a child. You guys know that. So I was very paranoid in introducing Ava to any guy for that matter. I don't think meeting online made that any more so scary. But for the first few months, I was and I kept an open line of communication with John. Like, anytime I was nervous about something or I was feeling weird, I would tell him, like, this is why I'm feeling this way.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Do you remember
people
that?
that hide everything, it never works out
No.
because eventually you have to come out with it. So
I told
why not
John
just talk
about
it right up front?
everything, like the first day we met, that long night you spent, like we just talked about everything. I told him about everything that had happened to me. I told him about, being abused as a child, so that's why it was kind of weird. Like, I told him about everything. So when he met Ava, I was very upfront with him and saying, like, I'm not going to trust you alone with her for a while just because I don't know you. I'm just very weird about this kind of stuff and if, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I was any more nervous because I met him online. I was the same amount of, like, nervous. First impressions are always a lasting impression. How did your first impression online compare to your first impression in person? What was your reaction when you first met?
Her picture was not quite as good as her in person. So, very beautiful woman over here. You guys know that.
Okay. My first impression with him versus online, I was a little bit taken aback because he was a lot more shy in person than he was on the phone and through text. Like, he was very shy and very quiet, and I thought it was because he didn't like me until, like,
I didn't like you.
You
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then I'll just leave it at that.
I threw it once and now she keeps coming.
My first impression of him was just that he was more nervous than he was online, but once we got past it, it was all good. What did you love the most about each other?
I liked your personality a lot. Down to earth, pretty level-headed. It seemed like she was making a lot of good decisions, right?
I liked the way he smelled.
I like the way you smelled. No, we were really attracted to each other, I think. I think that always helped.
We just got along. Like, we clicked. And I think that was what made it so easy. Yeah.
We both I didn't like planning everything out completely. Now, you like to plan things, but like when we do things together, we don't usually plan them completely. We just have fun or like go.
Which is sometimes really frustrating though too, because they're like.
Sometimes it doesn't work out. Yeah.
I remember seeing a video where you said your hubby is a bit older than you. How did you initially feel about the age difference and what makes your marriage work now? Initially, when he first contacted me, I'm like, that is old. I'm like, 12 years is too much. My parents will kill me. My friends will think I'm ridiculous. We probably don't have anything in common. But then as I read his profile and saw how like fun he looked, I was like, okay, maybe I can give this a try. And then I emailed him back. And then when we met.
Weeks and weeks of planning went into that profile.
When we met and we started talking and getting to know each other, I realized the age difference was like not even a thing. Like, it wasn't even. Because I feel like I'm a little bit more mature for my age just because I did have a kid at 17, 18. I was pushed to kind of be older, and I've always had older friends. Like, my really good guy friend at the time was actually the same age as John, so I knew I could get along with somebody that age.
We got along so well that it didn't matter to me eventually.
Yeah.
I don't even notice it now at all. Do you?
No.
Yeah.
Well, you make references to stuff that I'm like, what makes our marriage work now?
Patience. Compromise. Love. I don't know.
Laziness. Like, neither of us want to go and find anybody new.
No. That's true. No, we're both happy.
We are
I think happiness makes it work because we are happy with each other. There's times when we get upset and we have arguments, but we're pretty happy all around.
What do you think the most important thing is when trying to date online? I'm single and it just seems scary when I think about meeting people online. I think dating is a struggle. Dating is a struggle. It is a struggle.
I think it is. I think you should be honest.
Yes.
I think that you should be open about it. I don't think you should hide. Like, obviously you don't like spill everything, But like, be honest about what you're looking for.
Yeah, be honest about your intentions in your profile, because that way you won't get matched up or paired up with somebody who's not looking for the same thing as you.
I'm sure girls get like hit up by guys all the time, and then you have to just like pick and choose, right?
Yeah.
Guys don't get hit up all the time, right?
I don't know.
I certainly didn't. I had to write like 10 things out, and then I didn't even get any responses to some of them, and it took you a month to get back to me. So
I think that
I think I won the lottery.
I think the most important thing is just to be honest about your intentions on your profile, so that way you aren't getting matched up with a bunch of people who you have nothing in common with or don't want the same things as you. I think online dating is really nice because of that fact. Like I said, you can put your intentions out there and that person knows kind of what they're getting into. And I also think it's just really important to be honest with the other person. I don't know, there's too many people just who lie about themselves or about their personalities.
Especially with social media.
And then it starts coming out and it's just like...
Because you can present your best self all the time.
Yeah, like put a not so fabulous picture on your profile. Like, put good ones, but then also put a mix
realistic
of
one?
real ones. Yeah, like ones without makeup or ones... Because I didn't have hardly any makeup on in the picture that John really liked. And he actually didn't like the ones where I had a lot of makeup on and I was done up. So I would say put a mixture of both in, just so that that person can see the real you, because eventually they will see the real you. And if you want it to be a successful match or pairing, like, you'll want them to know that anyways, to be more comfortable. So that would be my advice. Just be honest.
Let the crazy out. As soon as
let
possible.
that crazy can open and just let it fly. I did. I let my crazy out on you, like all over, right from the start.
You're dirty.
How long did you casually date before making an official boyfriend or girlfriend? Whose
like
family
2 weeks.
first?
And I met yours first.
He met mine first just because he would visit me and he picked me up from my parents' house once.
A Sunday lunch or something.
Yeah.
At your house. Well, your whole family was there. Like a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, my family was very close back then. I met his family soon after, though. It wasn't that much longer.
That's right.
Because it was your dad's birthday and he took me to dinner, so I met them. How long did we casually date before making official? I think it was a month. Because we met at the beginning of September and then we made it official. Remember Halloween weekend?
You were at my house.
Because it was Halloween weekend. I came to your house.
We won't tell that whole story.
And we got a little bit tipsy. And we went outside, and because I was a little bit tipsy, I felt like I could just blather anything I wanted out. And I said, I'm so tired of living in limbo. Are we dating or not?
I said, well, I'll let you know.
And then we were dating. For each individually, how did you each get over your initial nervousness to do internet dating? I felt like I was less nervous doing internet dating because I could hide behind my computer.
Right.
And then if you didn't feel that other person, you could just hit delete or not talk to them anymore. I would say don't give out a lot of personal information until you know that you're comfortable with that person, though, because if you give out too much and then you don't like them, then they can find you. That would be something else I would say. But yeah, that's how I got it. Were you nervous about online dating?
I don't know. I was like nervous no one would ever get back to me.
Oh.
And of course,
that is something that is kind of hard. What was through your mind the days leading up to you guys meeting for the first time? I was nervous. Just 'cause
I was like, let's just get together. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I'll just come out and see you. It wasn't it like on a Friday or a Thursday?
Saturday.
And I was just like, no, but I was telling you this.
Thursday night, yeah.
I was just like, let me just come out this weekend. We'll just meet. Let's just meet, because then you'll know and I'll know, and then we'll just figure it out. And the rest is history. Yeah,
that was nice. We actually only had like 1 or 2 days to really feel nervous about meeting each other because we were like, let's just meet. Okay, how about this day?
I was excited.
I was nervous.
Was it a Sunday or a Saturday?
It was a Sunday, actually.
So maybe it was Saturday that I hate? I can't remember.
It was literally like the day after, though.
It was a long time ago.
But yeah, I was nervous just because, like I said, I didn't think you would like me. Oh, that's it. That's all the questions.
Aww.
That's all the questions. So there's our questions and answers for our dating, or our online dating video. What do you guys think? Do you have any more questions? Leave them below.
I won.
We can make another video if you leave it below.
I won.
I think we answered most of the questions, though.
I won the online dating game.
Like, how many more questions could people have?
Is there an online dating game? Because I probably won it.
No. Would you, if we got divorced, would you do online dating again?
No.
Why?
I'm never getting married again. I already got married.
So if I died, would you?
No.
No. Really?
I don't know. If you die, I'll let you know. I hate the what if game.
John hates
What if an alien came? Would you marry him? Would you online date an alien if aliens existed?
If we would have met and say we didn't hit it off, would you have tried online dating again?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah. Did you like online dating?
Swing and a miss. I don't know. It was okay. It was fine. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot because I met you.
Yeah. I was sick. I
had a good experience with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like there is like, things that like people like, didn't respond or whatever, or wrote back something that wasn't nice or whatever. Probably happens every now and then, but also you meet people like this. So.
I think online dating is a lot easier in the sense that I don't take rejection very well. So for me, I would rather somebody not respond back to an email than somebody not call me after I gave them my phone number. I really liked online dating though, and it was pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty dummy proof. Again, just be honest, put a good range of pictures up there. Like I said, you at your best, maybe you at like middle, subpar. Be honest with your intentions, be honest with what you're looking for, be honest with things you like doing, because if that person's like, hey, let's go skydiving, and you're like, oh, I just put that there.
Skydiving.
I just put that there to pretend, and then they take you on skydiving date for the first time, and then you're screwed. Like, just be honest. So there's our questions and answers for you guys. Why are you staring at me? Stop it. I can see you in the viewfinder. If you have any more, leave them below. And that's about it. Thanks, Match.com.
My glasses.
I know. Thanks Match.com for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are single and looking into online dating, I highly suggest checking Match.com out. I'll leave it below, the links, all of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We have been happily married.
Hopefully you'll have as much success as we did.
We have been happily married for almost 9 years. We have 2 beautiful children together since then. And a dog, and my daughter, John's stepdaughter. Get her off the couch. And yeah, we built a family and a home and a marriage, and we owe online dating to that.
We do.
We do. So that's that. What are you doing? Stop. Ow, my neck. That hurts. Anyways, so I will talk to you guys all in my next video. If you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up, comment below.
If you didn't like it, you should give it a thumbs down.
Why would you say that?
I don't know, because it's fun.
I guess, yeah. If you didn't like it, go ahead.
If you didn't like it, you should give it a thumbs down.
But if you do like
this was really corny and gross, and you don't want to ever see it again, thumbs down.
But if you
all
do,
the day long.
But if you do, hey, did you get lipstick on your lips?
Maybe.
I'm using a Carly lip kit today. You did it. That's pretty awesome. Anyways, I will let you guys go.
Again.
No! Oh my god.
Is there any lipstick?
Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I do upload.
Stop it, Nuna.
And that's about it.
Throw the toy one time.
We'll talk to you guys all later. Bye.